Hi guys, it's Andy from Tech UK. Today we're looking back at a unboxing and overview that we did not so long ago for Crucial with regards to their M500 SSD. But in addition to that, we are adding on our test results to the end of the actual review that we've already done. So make sure you stick around because this drive is very, very quick indeed. Okay, so let's start with the box itself. We've got the Crucial branding and logo right up at the top here, the M500 SSD, an image of the actual SSD on the front, and the version that we have is the 480GB. So it mentions here performance that you can trust. Moving on to this side of the box, we've got the micron quality, hardware data encryption, adaptive thermal protection, and a 3-year warranty. And on that side, just a little bit more branding. On the back, it mentions the contents. Obviously we've got the 7mm SSD, but also comes with a spacer to allow it to fit into a 9.5mm drive space if required. And that's about it really, to be fair. So we've got details, a little bit of sort of information on the bottom there that's not really sort of relevant. So let's now get into the actual box. It's quite a simple box, just lift it up. Comes very nicely presented and packaged. So what we're going to do, just to make sure there's nothing behind there, we can actually get the SSD out of the actual wrapper. Obviously it's a sealed wrapper, so we're just going to break that seal. And we can have a closer look at the actual SSD. And there we go. Well, it looks a bit, it's like, not quite sure if that's, it looks to be an aluminium top on that. So we've got a nice sticker on here with the Crucial branding and again M500. So you have various connectors on the side there. Screws up at the top to obviously mount it that way, and obviously on the side as you'd come to expect. But it's a nice silver aluminium casing that's around the entire SSD. Looks really nice indeed. And on the back also we've got the model serial number, the fact that it's a 480GB 6GB per second SSD, and that's about it really. It's simple, it's effective, but let's now talk a little bit about the M500 range of SSDs. Okay, so on to a little bit more technical information about the SSD. Now, the M500 SSD from Crucial comes in 120GB, 240GB, 480GB, which is the version that we have here, and a massive 960GB. And from what I'm aware, they're actually the first brand to introduce such a high capacity SSD to the market. All the drives come with hardware data encryption, adaptive thermal protection, and a limited 3-year warranty. All 4 drives as standard have a read speed of 500 megabits per second. The 120GB has a write speed of 130 megabits per second. The 240GB comes in at 250 megabits per second, and the 480 and 960GB both share 400 megabits per second as a write speed. So with these types of speeds reported, these drives are extremely quick indeed. Now, Crucial are very much well regarded, well renowned for their build quality, but not only that, their speeds and everything that goes alongside their range of products, especially with their RAM, for example. They are very much a well trusted brand. Crucial is actually a part of Micron. It's a brand of Micron. They are one of the largest NAND manufacturers in the world, and everything that they do is in-house, so they only use their own product. The SSDs that they produce go through hundreds of different tests and over 1,000 hours of pre-release validation testing, and that's even before they get put in a box and shipped out to us. Now, before I did the review, I did actually watch their video on how they make SSDs, and I'm going to link it down below because I think it's a fantastic video, and for me it really would reassure me that the SSD that I'm purchasing from them is of the highest possible caliber and has been tested extremely well and is basically not going to fail on me at all. So we hope you like this unboxing and overview. Let us know what you think about the actual SSD. Obviously it's quite a plain looking SSD with the silver aluminium packaging around the outside, and also the sticker that goes on the top there. But at the end of the day, you're paying for an SSD that performs exceedingly well. Now this SSD is going to be part of our mini ITX series of installs, so you will be seeing it featured in quite a number of our videos, and of course we will be doing our testing with the SSD as well. Just before we go any further, I'd like to go over the specification for the test bench that we used in order to obtain our test data. The motherboard is a Z87i from MSI. It's a cracking little board and has all the features that we need in order to test our storage medium. The CPU comes in the form of the Intel i7 477K. This has not been overclocked and this is running as standard. The RAM comes from Crucial, and this is the ballistic 16GB low profile kit that runs at 1600 MHz, and again this has not been overclocked. The boot drive comes in the form of the Crucial M500 480GB SSD. Okay, so let's have a look at the Crucial website. Now the version that we have is the 480GB version. 500 megabytes per second on the read speed and 400 megabytes per second on the write speed. However, it is worth pointing out that these are done using a 128K transfer file. Our main tests are done using a 1000 megabyte transfer file. However, they are also tested naturally by the software at 512K on the transfer file. So we're not going to get an exact match with regards to our testing, but still you're going to get a very good idea as to how well this drive performs. Our tests are done using Crystal DiskMark software, and the software itself has been opened up as standard and run in the standard configuration while the drive is empty. Okay, so looking at the first set of results, 455.2 megabytes per second on the read speed, 416.3 megabytes per second on the write speed. This drive is extremely quick indeed. Now, as I just mentioned a moment ago, the claimed speeds on the Crucial website are using a 128K transfer file. Looking at the 512K transfer file, we're looking at 415.9 on the megabytes per second and 398.5 on the write. Now, that's pretty damn close to more or less what they're claiming the drive can actually do. So overall, what Crucial are basically saying is from our test results, pretty much accurate. Okay, so moving on to our second set of results, 454.1 on the read and 411.3 on the write. And again, obviously we dropped down a little bit with regards to the 512K file. But even still, with these slightly lower scores, it's still a blisteringly fast drive. And then finally on to the last set of results, 462.7 on the read, 417.9 on the write, and 415.9 on the 512K read and 402 on the write. Now you look at these scores across all three test results, and they're all pretty damn close together, with only probably about 10 to 15 megabytes per second between each set of values. So it's a consistently performing fast drive. So on to the average set of results, which is what we base our comparison on. 457.3 megabytes per second on the read, 415.2 megabytes per second on write, using our test bench that we use for every single SSD that we've actually tested. So this is sort of like irrelevant from what Crucial say the drive can do. This is what we managed to get out of the actual drive, and looking at those speeds, it's a very, very good drive indeed. 512K, you're looking at 412.1 megabytes per second on the read, 395.6 megabytes per second on the write. So how does this now compare to the other drives that we tested in exactly the same manner? Let's cover the read speed to start with. You're looking at 457.3 megabytes per second on average. That's pretty close to the three drives that are actually above this, and obviously a little bit quicker than the Kingston HyperX drive that we tested. The write speed is very, very high indeed. In fact, it's the second highest on the write speed. And if you look in between the difference between the read and the write, there's hardly any difference between them. Both parts of the actual drive, whether it's reading or writing, are extremely quick, which means that you're not just going to get a very fast boot drive, you're also going to get a lot of fast transaction between writing and also reading from the actual drive, which potentially could make your system that little bit quicker. For example, if you do a lot of video editing, if you're doing a lot of Photoshop work or anything like that nature, a lot of sort of data intensive application work, because you're able to write back to the actual drive quicker, it means obviously potentially the whole drive itself and obviously the performance of your system will improve. Okay, so now moving on to the price per gigabyte, and as you can see, it's very much slap bang in the middle of the actual drives that we tested. 67 pence is the price per gigabyte, and the 120 gigabyte version that we used to base our prices on came in at £80. Now, as you can see up at the top, it does mention that the prices are correct as of the 22nd of the 4th. Now, I'm actually recording this video for you the night before, on the 6th of the 5th. And I've just gone onto the Amazon website, and I can tell you right now that the 120 gigabyte version is coming in at £52.98. which basically makes it the second cheapest drive that we've actually tested using the 120 gigabyte comparison. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding price. The 240 gigabyte version, the one above, is coming out at £80 at the moment. Unfortunately, the one that we tested, the 480 gigabyte, is at £162. I do know that there was on sale around about a week ago, because I actually sent a post out on Facebook with regards to that. But at the moment, this does seem to be a bit of a sale on the M500 drives. So I'd very much encourage you to go and have a look at the link down below in the description and check out the latest prices on these drives, because they really are super quick and very consistent with regards to their performance. So we hope you liked the unboxing, the overview, as well as the test results that we've gone to the trouble making for you guys. I'd love to know your sort of thoughts and feedback about our testing procedures, the way that we sort of present our information to you guys, and I'll see, just leave a comment down below. Would very much appreciate your interaction with us. So with that in mind, we look forward to seeing you in our next video. We hope you liked our video review. If you did, then please leave a like, as well as any comments or questions you may have down below. Full details and specifications on this item can be found at our website, nismotech.com, along with all the links for purchasing if you wish. Also on our site, you'll find our latest reviews and current giveaways, plus a lot more. We look forward to seeing you in our next review.